Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Life's Mixtape. I am your host, Josh, and this is episode 3, where the first thing we will be talking about is our experiences in filmmaking. And if we kind of go off topic, it's whatever, because this is kind of like a, just kind of chill session, just talk about whatever. So, Nick, you want to go first? What's your experience in filmmaking?
Well, I've only really made one thing, and honestly, I'm not the proudest of it, but I mean, it's all right, and it's a nice little start off I did. It, of course, is on this channel. Truth Hurts. That was done by me.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff is not directed by us, but is done with all of us in it, so it's kind of like a group thing. But this is the first thing I actually did, and it was pretty fun directing it. Being the head of it all, but I felt like I should have been a little more strict on what I wanted to do in terms of how some things were shot or some things were done.
Yeah.
Because the basic idea of it is there, the whole like imposter thing of like someone, being someone else and taking over their life. But I wish I kind of got that along the way better. Or portrayed that better.
Yeah. You've made another thing. You made that what was it? The analog horror thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. That for me that's not really like a film in my opinion. It was just like a little video I did. I mean if you want to put it like that, I've made a few other videos, but not in like an actual movie or a film or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I know that we do plan on doing some more analog stuff because analog horror is some of my favorite, honestly.
It's pretty easy to make too.
Yeah, it's so good though. Like the eeriness of it's
I'm
awesome.
gonna be honest, I'm not a big fan of analog horror. I get why people like it, but it's not my thing. Like I said, I get why people like it. I don't hate it. I'm not like passionate or in love with it.
Yeah. What's your experience in like filmmaking?
Oh, I think we all know this answer, or maybe we don't. They probably don't, but we do. So I'd like to talk about. I guess first off, now that you mentioned that, let's talk about my history of filmmaking. Now, I'm not really as much into filmmaking as I used to be. I'm kind of getting back more into it. I really like manga, and I've been wanting to make manga for a while. But I'm really getting back into filmmaking. And my experience in filmmaking, or at least history with it, was when I was a kid. I was maybe like 5. No, I wasn't 5. I was like, 6 or 7 years old maybe. And I was getting into like Indiana Jones, and I made this Indiana Jones like short film when I was a kid. And I would just make a bunch of films like that. That was the first one I did.
It was a recreation of the Raiders Temple scene at the beginning.
Yeah, it was the first scene. Me and Nick, we were kids, recreated it. I was Indiana Jones, of course, and Nick was Sepito. I think that was his name, right?
Yeah. Alfred Molina.
Yes, that's who we were. And made this video with like a little shitty camcorder. And the cool thing was you could burn it, you can edit it. We would edit it like on a computer and then burn it onto a disc.
Yeah, we used Windows Movie Maker.
Well, our parents did. I remember we used to make Lego stop motion videos, and our dad would edit them for us. But we made that. We would make a bunch of other things that we like. Remember, I made a fucking, what was that shit called? Prisoner of Azkaban. That scene where the guy turns into a wolf. We recreated that. It didn't look too good, but And then we did another thing with like a lightsaber. I remember we had like this mannequin for some reason, or like a coat rack, and we put this Freddy Krueger mask on it, and like a big coat on it, and we fucking whacked it.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
We had that, and then we had like this Luigi plush, and one of us started screaming at it.
What?
Yeah, that
I don't
happened.
remember that one.
That happened.
Was that in the movie of us screaming at it, or is that supposed to
It was in there. It was a different one. It wasn't the same Harry Potter
We were
one.
screaming at it?
We yelled at it. We were like, you see that little man? You see that shit? We didn't say shit, but like, you see that little man?
You gotta find that one.
It happened.
Find it later.
You'd remember it if
remember
I
it.
showed
I
you,
don't
because
remember
it
it.
happened.
We were like
It
talking
happened.
to Luigi?
Yes, it was a little Luigi plush. Anyways, fuck, I thought he'd know. He was literally a part of it.
I don't remember that one.
It-
What was I doing in that one?
I don't fucking know. You were like,
Was I talking to Luigi?
I think so. You were the one who attacked the mannequin. And
I don't remember.
it
this.
happened. Anyways,
I mean, I'm not denying it.
and how we did the effects. You guys gonna love this. How we did the fucking effects for the moon and like the night, because like the Harry Potter scene takes place at night originally. We had dimmed the lights in the living room, and we had this piece of like black construction paper we put on the cabinet, and we closed the cabinet, and we had this yellow piece that was supposed to be the moon.
Oh yeah,
you
I remember that part.
Yeah, and that was supposed to be it. And I don't know if it was me or Nick. One of us was the guy, and we were like, struggling and fighting, and then one of us turns but has like a wolf.
And yeah, because we have that
costume.
werewolf costume
Yeah,
that we used.
now I
all the
remember
time.
that.
Yeah, no, I remember that one.
That's
This one was the
crazy.
one with Luigi.
But that was
I was gonna say that was our first venture into filmmaking.
it was that wasn't the last either, because as I got older, I started to get like seriously into filmmaking when I was like in high school. And I think one of the first films that really made me want to make stuff was A Clockwork Orange. That's when I started to realize that films can have like meanings and themes and symbolism, all this other stuff, and like novels and whatnot. I realized could be told through films. So I really like that, and I had been wanting to do film since seriously since like high school, but I always liked it ever since I was a kid. And I didn't really make anything on my own for a while. My directorial debut, fuck, I can't talk, was on Wolpez Media. We released it a few months ago, called The Remnant. I made that. That was my directorial debut. But before that, I had and still do work as the cinematographer and the editor, and sometimes I act in our films. But Begin was I should say the remake, not the original. The remake of Begin was my first ever journey into cinematography. Not editing. I've been editing for a couple years at the time. I think it's been like 6 or 7 now, but at the time it was maybe 3 years I'd been editing. And me and another one of our old friends named Ben were going to do both versions, but ultimately Ben was too busy and we didn't get around to that. So instead, I was the editor, and I think Ben was going to film it too. He did. He filmed the interactions between Evil Fox and Super Josh, and then the fight between Super Josh and Lieutenant McDonald. And you can see in the film, you can tell a difference between who shot what, because most of the film is mine, and then his jarring shots show up. It's because we also had different equipment. When it was him, he had like this I don't know what you call it, like a cage or like a box he would put it. It was called like a sun box or something. He put that in. He had like a steady cam and he had like a tripod. We didn't have all that. We started off with just a camera, and when I was filming, it was literally just me holding a fucking camera. In the 30-degree weather, my hands were shivering. It was so hard to keep that thing still. I hated holding that thing. It was so cold. But we had filmed that over the course of 3 days, but it was 3 interrupted days, like 3 weekends. Because we're in school at the time, and you can only really hang out on the weekends. So like every Saturday we'd get together, film some stuff, eat Dominoes, all the jazz. So we had done that, and then after that, Ben didn't really work with us as much, so I was pretty much the go-to choice when it came to filming and editing, and I still am now. I've done everything from Begin all the way to, what's our most recent thing? What did we do? Nuclear Heartbreak.
Yeah, and we're working on Middle right now.
That's right. We're working on Middle and End currently. That's been in the making for a while. I think
for quite a while. That's an inside
I
joke.
hope they get that, because that's more of like
How
a cool
could you
guy
not
thing.
get it?
That's more like a cool guy thing. I don't know if they'll get that. Speaking of cool guy, I'd like to talk about Elements.
Yes, Elements.
I'd like to talk about that. Elements, that was our big project. This was our kind of like an anniversary thing, kind of like a finale. This was a huge thing that was also, in the making for a while. It was a feature film. I'm pretty sure. I think it can be counted as a feature film.
If it's over 45 minutes, which it's 46 minutes including credits, if it's over 45 minutes including credits, then it counts as a feature.
So yeah, it's our feature film.
Then I guess so. I guess it was the first one.
It's our first feature film. I don't know about our last, because lately we've been making shorts. But it was our first feature film.
Bite-sized Foxies.
bite-sized fox.
Well, we do plan on making more feature films in the future.
We do.
I know that.
Future.
Yes, but I know that I do plan on making them, and I don't know if they're ever gonna write any feature films.
No,
I
no,
know
not
that.
at all. No, never in our lives.
I
Fucking with you.
No, I've noticed that my scripts have to be kind of feature length. I've been writing to. I don't know if I should give out too much, but just know I'll give out a little bit. I'll say just know that hopefully, if things go well, if I can finish these scripts, and because I'm a real perfectionist, so it's hard for me. I'm surprised I even got The Remnant done. I've made that script in a few days, and we shot it in one day. So I'm surprised I managed to get any. Well, it was like 2 days, but I'm surprised I managed to like get any of it done. But that was a short film, and you know when you're filmmaking, you don't want to go all in and do like a feature length film. You kind of want to start small. But I think I'm ready to do a feature length film. You know, I have so many things, stories I want to tell. So we do have some. I might as well give some of the ideas away, just because I'm kind of confident that they can be made soon. We do have a lot of projects going on, of course, but I'd love to make a few. I have 2 in the works, and I already have their titles. These could change, these could not, but we have one called Raygon, and it's a film. It's kind of like Ultraman or Kamen Rider. If you guys don't know what that is, it's like kind of like Power Rangers, but instead of a group of people, it's one person. Kind of like that. It's kind of like it's a tribute, but it's somewhat comedic, like a parody, but it still takes itself seriously. It's kind of meta, things like that.
Would you say it's kind of mid?
Kind of meta, you know. It's kind of like self-aware. It's not. I don't want to make it a straightforward, serious kind of, inclusion in that kind of genre, just because I think the genre is so broad that I wouldn't want it to be. I want this to be different. Like it's still in the genre, but it's a differentiation. You know, it's still different enough to be considered unique in a way. But it's kind of like Ultraman. Basically, you have this person who's working for this company that protects Earth from aliens and stuff, and that's called the Defensive Task Force, or no, it's the Defense Task Force. That's kind of an ode to like how I think it was called the Triple SP. That was the group in Ultraman. It's just a string of words, and you have one of these scientists who, while monitoring coordinates for the Earth, you know, for any signs of aliens or anything or any invasions, comes across this dying guy. The dying guy and the scientist both merge. You know, they join hands together, and of course, this allows the scientist to become Raygon, which is kind of like a title that passes. You know, goes through different hosts. Like it's kind of like Ultraman. I didn't steal. I'm trying to make it different. I'm pulling from mainly Kamen Rider and Ultraman, so it's not just one thing.
It's not stealth. It's not stealing.
I'm not trying to make it too obvious, but I mean, you know, the tropes are there, but I think that's just tropes. I don't know, but a lot of things that I quote unquote steal. There's some quote. How does that quote go?
This guy steals, but that guy does not. What is it?
No, it's like geniuses steal, people with talent. I don't know, something like that.
Hang on, leave this out.
Talent.
Nick, please get closer to your microphone.
Genius steals.
Genius steals.
Yeah, they say it to Oscar Wilde. They say that he stole. He stole the. They say that he said that quote, but he didn't. So it's maybe he's like living up to the quote.
What does the quote say? Geniuses steal. Whatever.
Geniuses steal.
I would say
talent borrows.
I would say yeah. I mean, I think that I'm kind of going somewhat off track here, but Hirohiko Araki. I mean, when he was starting out JoJo, really any mangaka, I know it's manga, but you can apply this to filmmaking too. Any young person or up and coming aspiring artist, when they first start out, they're gonna copy a lot. But I think that when the artists who are really they really have potential, they know what they're doing, they can make it different enough. Like JoJo Part 1 is very clearly inspired by Fist of the North Star.
That is right.
But it's different enough to be its own thing. Or like Star Wars, it was originally going to be Flash Gordon.
You know, You do exactly. I was literally thinking Star Wars.
Really?
And let me guess. You were gonna say Dragon Ball too?
No, I wasn't.
Okay.
But no,
because I was thinking of Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. That's another example. Dragon Ball stole from
Journey to the
fucking
West.
Journey to the West.
Literally.
But it was just the basic.
Unique enough.
It was the basic premise and the character. Everything else was original.
That's right.
So that's something that I kind of keep in mind is that I'm taking a lot, but I think that's just the base premise. Everything else is something. But that's pretty much that. And then I don't want to give too much away about the antagonist, but he has to fight an antagonist, so get ready for that. And then the next film's called Human Nature. It is about a eco-terrorist. Well, he's not really he's not at first. He's just a guy who cares about preserving the nature, but he becomes an eco-terrorist, becomes a cult leader, and he and this bioengineer join forces to kind of, prolong, the preservation of Earth. So that's pretty much my main two ones that I can think of. I don't think I have any others. There is one that I want to mention, I would like to talk about that I haven't in a while, called Zydeco. I'm pretty sure Zydeco is an actual word, but I named it after the street I saw, and I thought it was so cool, I decided to name the character after it. 'Cause I'm like, that sounds so futuristic. That sounds like something that could be in like a Western.
I
So
think it's the name of like a brand of like vegetable thing.
I think it's a genre of music. Point is, Zydeco is this character. He's this kind of like gunslinger who wanders, this barren wasteland in search of a new home because his was destroyed in a natural disaster that wiped out a bunch of things in the earth. Meanwhile, there's this leader who we just call the president. I might change it to be more vague, so it's not as American, or not as American, but like as recognizable. The president is trying to get his hands on these artifacts that will summon a demon that can like revert the world back to what it was before it. So that's pretty much that so far. And then I need to rework the script. The script was kind of rushed. I've read a lot of sci-fi. There's even an Android film I wrote called it was called The Synthetic Gemini, because Gemini like 2, there's two of them. They're really identical, except they're not. We do know a set of twins I want to be the main characters, but they are not never, but they're usually pretty busy because of school and stuff, so we're not going to be able to get them.
Yes.
So I think Josh and Javi are our go-to. Or not Josh, Javi. Josh and
That's
Nick
not on them,
I
I'm
forgot.
just saying.
Nick, I forgot. I think I wanted you to be the android.
Yes.
Just because it works for you. You look goofy.
Didn't you want Nick to be the bad one? Or Nick, you wanted
No,
to be the bad one?
Nick's the good one. Javi's the evil one. I think Javi...
That
he
kind
has
of fits his character.
Javi has a more stern face. I think he's stern.
Sounds just like him.
He looks nice and friendly, but I think if he like really relaxed his face, he looked pretty stern, pretty evil.
I think so as well.
So I think he'd be a pretty good villain. Or not villain, he's more like a tool for, evil. He's an android. He doesn't really have a mind of his own. But that's pretty much all my up-and-coming projects, but I would say mainly look out for Raygon, and of course look out for Human Nature, which hopefully soon. I'm in the midst of writing the scripts for both of them, but I hit really bad writer's block with Human Nature, so I'm going back to work on Raygon, and
back to the drawing board.
I'm at the beginning, so I can pad it out. I want it to at least be 30 minutes. 30 minutes should be good.
Well, I'll tell you this. Filming is not easy.
It's not.
Especially when we all work full-time jobs and we're trying, or at least one of us here is trying to go to school, me. Work and school and just life in general is hard.
It is.
I mean, I'm a student full-time and I work full-time. Luckily, it's the summer, so it's not really that big of a deal right now. But let me tell you, when August rolls around, oh my God, it's going to be incredibly difficult.
No, it is. But we've managed to make it work. It's just
somehow.
Yeah,
my voice cracked. I dare people in the audience.
Did it crack? I didn't.
Yes, my voice just cracked. I dare people in the audience to just meme that.
They should. Voice cracking is hilarious.
Voice cracking is hilarious. But I want to say my history in filmmaking.
It's not an easy one.
No, it's not. I knew I always wanted to make movies.
Yes.
When I was in 5th grade, and no, I didn't start making movies until 8th grade, so just stick with me here for this story.
I thought it was 9th grade.
No.
Okay.
But 5th grade, I knew I was really into movies, and I was like, I want to make superhero movies. And y'all know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
No. I'm not going to reveal the names of any of my superheroes that I've created, and you aren't either.
I'm not. Yeah.
But I created my own superheroes. I've written out the entire lore of what I want to happen within the franchise, and I can tell you if it ever gets kicked off, it's going to be awesome. But in 5th grade, I remember we had a big friend group with another kid. We can't really reveal his name. Well, actually, 2 kids can't reveal their names, but we'll just call them J and T. Jay, we don't really talk to anymore. He is gone out of our lives.
He's not dead, but
He's not. Yeah, he's
Okay,
not.
okay.
He's not dead.
Just,
but
so what's the point of them, though? Like, why bring them up?
because I used to make these drawings, and I would write all of our names on top of the different characters, and I'd be like, it's this guy. You are him, and I'm him. Of course, it's changed over the years. I know I'm gonna have to get actual actors by the time it rolls around.
Yeah.
But yeah, it started out with that, and then in 8th grade, I was like, you know what? I want to start a YouTube channel and start making videos and get popular, because that was always
The YouTube Gold Rush.
the YouTube Gold Rush. I remember that. But I made this channel. It was originally called Josh Blendicha.
Yeah.
Yes, that was the name of the channel at first.
you want to tell him why?
It's because it wanted me to type in a name, and I thought it wanted me to type in my name. And then I was with my friend. I can't say his name either. But he was like, "Oh, just type in a fake name. You don't want to tell anybody your real name." And so I was like, "Okay." And then I typed in Josh Blendicha, and when I clicked create, it created the channel under that name. And I was like, what the hell? What's going on here? and I just remember I couldn't change the name because I didn't know how. I didn't know how to do it. So it was under the name Josh Blendicha for a while. Anytime a video came up, I just kind of like said the name Cool Guy, because that's what I wanted the channel to be called. The Cool Guy.
Show.
Well, I originally just wanted it to be called Cool Guy.
Yes.
And that's why when I created it wasn't my first video, it was my second video, I think. It was either my second or third video where
Fifth.
Or fifth.
where I introduced the character Evil Fox.
I think it was your third video.
I
Yeah.
think it was
Your first
ninth.
one, if I remember correctly,
It's
was
called My Channel.
My channel. After that was the dogs.
Does it matter which video?
And
it
then I
was?
think it was Evil Fox. Or maybe it was Nice Jason.
Nice Jason fail.
Nice Jason failed.
You got trolled.
Well, in that one I trolled my grandma, and she freaked out on me. But Evil Fox. I remember when I first introduced him, man, Nick and Jack weren't involved at the
We
time,
weren't, not yet.
but
Oh.
man, did my friends enjoy the hell out of that character. I remember I created that character, and like anytime anytime I created an Evil Fox or Evil Fox related video, and I would come out and be like, "Hey, what's everyone?" And I would do the voice. My whole friend group would just troll me the next day at school.
Because
look
he
at
was
us.
Evil Fox.
Look at what
I
we've
know.
got now.
I remember when I
There's
first
so
saw
many ideas that
I know,
saw the
but
first
look at
video,
us.
and I shit myself while I was watching it. Not because it was funny, but I had to go to the bathroom and I just shit. I sharted. It wasn't just shit. It was in my
oh
underwear.
my god! But
Yeah.
man, y'all trolled the hell out of me for that at
Well,
school.
We thought it was goofy.
It was goofy, and I just remember anytime I wanted to make an Evil Fox video, I had to go over to my friend's house. I had to.
Because that's where the mask was.
That's where the mask was. It was his dad's mask, and his dad bought it from like a Kmart for 6 cents or something way back in the 70s or 80s.
I think it was the 80s.
back when our ancestors were using sticks to make fire.
Exactly.
But but anyway, I just remember one day I just walked up to my friend's dad and I was like, "Can I have this?" Looking at the mask. And he was like, "You know what? Sure, you can have it." And so now the mask is mine. It's all mine.
And it's torn up.
Yeah, it is torn up.
That dog got into it.
Yeah,
Dog.
my friend's dog got into it
Got a
and
little hungry.
absolutely tore it up. And we tried stitching it back together, but it didn't fit on my face properly. So we had to unstitch one part of it. The other part can stay stitched, but there's a part where you can still see a little bit of stitches in the mask. But I kind of think it gives a little character.
Yeah.
Shows you that the mask has a little bit of battle damage on it. But when I created Evil Fox, I then created another character called Super Josh. Originally, Super Josh, anytime I put him in a title, I would put the word super, and then I would capitalize all letters of the word Josh. And so it'd be like Super Josh.
Yeah, he was based off of Super Saiyan Goku.
Yes.
Because he would, and then he did the Terminator,
I did, okay.
who is now more.
Okay,
We
so
obviously can't do
a
Terminator.
little bit of lore. Jack mentioned something earlier about Begin Remake.
Yes.
The Begin that you see on Wolpez is actually a remake of a film that I did with Ben back in 2017. That film is like awful, by the way. It's absolute dog shit.
Yeah.
I still have the video. It's somewhere. You'll never see it, audience. I won't let you see it.
We should.
No.
We should let them see it.
No, I don't
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to let them see it. It's a bad movie. I don't want anyone to see it. It's terrible. That's like how I don't have Terminator Reborn publicized
oh my god,
anymore.
I missed Terminator Reborn.
Me too.
It was
Yeah.
it was what the basis of the next. Let's see. Began in Mortis, the final chapter, Mortis clones, Mortis
Yes.
2.
So originally, Mortis wasn't named Mortis. He was just called the Terminator. And in the original Begin, we actually said the Terminator's name. Like, there it is, boy. What is it? The Terminator. Yeah. Only classic Cool Guy fans will actually know what the fuck I'm talking
Only
about.
the OGs
Only
will know
the
what the
OGs.
fuck we're talking about right now.
Yes, only the OGs. But I just remember one day I created Wolpes Media because I was like, you know, the Cool Guy Show, or Cool Guy at the time, because I did figure out how to change the name, and I changed it to Cool Guy. I just remember I was like, Cool Guy can be for the, you know, goofy, funny stuff. Wolpes can be for the more serious stuff.
That's right, 2 universes. If you thought one was too confusing, well, now you got 2 to think
Two
about.
testicles hanging in
2 foxy testicles
two big
swaying in the
old
wind.
fox boobs. I don't know.
Well, I just remember I was like, Ben, how do you create another channel that's like kind of linked to your own? And he showed me. Ben was helpful in a lot of stuff. It just sucks that we didn't get to work together more because he actually is really
Yeah,
talented in what he does.
that guy is really good with what he does.
He really
I don't think
is.
he does film now. I think he does like video game designing or something like that. But he's good at it. Whatever he does, he's good. That guy's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Ben,
Got
if
the
you're
Midas
listening to
touch.
this, you actually really are good at what you do.
You are
Yes, yes,
Well,
and your team.
yes, you and your team actually are really good. I kind of wish, so they made a video called The Heist, The Ring.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of wish that the story was a little better. Plus, I really wish that you didn't put at the beginning that it only took 7 hours to
Yeah.
film. That kind of, it took away from the actual... It took away from what we were supposedly thinking was a short film. Just made it seem like a
seemed
test video
like
of some sort.
kind of like a competition intro. They're like, "Oh, we make it in 48 hours with this," you know.
Yeah,
That's what it seemed like.
but
But still, I think it was good for the most part. Things I would have improved on were maybe the ending where the big guy throws the little dude onto the thing. I don't like how the music stops and everyone laughs. I think that was just everyone.
I think they were going for something with that.
No, I think it was like a blooper, like, oh, let's leave it in. You know, I don't think you guys
Yeah.
should have done that. That is an issue. I don't really like how I like the dark sequence in the dark. I kind of like it, but they kind of The acting could have been slightly better. I think they're not taking it as seriously as they should have. But and I don't like the shot where he's running at the house. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I would have done a little. I probably would have went like a little closer. I think I would have filmed it more close and personal, kind of like you're experiencing it with him. You know, that's just me. But I don't think it was terrible or that hindered. I just think
It kind of reminded me of like a Looney Tunes skit in real life with them sneaking around the house.
Yeah, that was.
I
Well,
liked it. I like that about it though. Like it was funny how they were like sneaking around the house, like trying to pull up the window, and like they were in one room hiding, and the big dude would walk by and look, and they'd be like, "Phew!" Like that was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
It was funny. I don't know if that's where we're going for it, but I liked it.
But I just remember I created Super Josh, and then I created this one character. I was at my aunt's house, and
Sneaky
I was
John.
just
Names.
I was bored, so I created this one character called Boss Fighter.
What do you think he does? If you had to guess,
What I don't know. What do y'all think he does?
I think he fights bosses.
I think he files his
exactly.
files your taxes.
Well, so basically, the point of Boss Fighter was he fought bosses. So I was stuck at my aunt's house for a weekend, and I was bored. So in my PJs, you can see that I'm in my PJs in this video, or these 3 videos. I made these videos in like a day, and I think I released them all on the same day as well. I basically took different objects from the room and threw them at other objects. So like there was the evil painting, the evil Sophie picture. Sophie's my cousin. And the evil lamp. The evil lamp, I didn't throw anything at it. I only just turned off the lamp. And then I just remember I made a Christmas special, I think, for Evil Fox. And that was when I realized that I wanted to keep making Evil Fox videos. And I'm trying to think. I think I made another Boss Fighter video where Boss Fighter actually dies.
Yay!
Whatever.
God.
But then I made another Christmas special where
Wait, did he die?
Yes, he did.
Man, I don't remember.
He died in the 4th Boss Fighter video. Keegan the Schmeegan.
Ah, okay. I thought he got tickled.
He did. Okay, I did get tickled at the end, and I do laugh. I don't know why I didn't edit that out. It's just there now. I don't see a point.
I forgot that one existed.
I know, and so he does tickle me at the end, and I do laugh. But then I have to play it off like he killed me.
You're like.
Yeah, and so at the end I was like, he's wounded me. And so then I kill the character Boss Fighter like he's dead. Oh no! But then I made a Christmas special part 2, and that was actually the first time I crossed over. Bless you.
Thanks.
That was the first time I crossed over Evil Fox and Super Josh. Like that was the first time they actually ever met on camera. Like it's kind of
Mind blown.
yeah, it's kind of known in universe that they know each other, that they're like good friends, but like the official crossover didn't happen until Evil Fox Christmas Special Part 2.
Wait, I want to tell them something real quick. When you said them crossing over, I want to tell everybody there's going to be a fun shot in, I think it's End. Evil Fox and Super Josh are going to share the same frame in a way you've never seen before. You guys are going to love it.
Yes, it actually is going to be really epic.
They're not just going to be standing from one end of the frame to the other. It's going to be way
Okay, don't spoil it. Don't tell them too much.
I'm just saying.
Don't tell them.
Yeah,
it's going to be different.
they're
They're not going to be used to it.
Be listening and be like, what?
Exactly.
Talking about?
They're going to be listening to this episode. Then Andy's going to come
Then
out and they're going to
hurry
be
up
like,
and-
"Oh, this is what Jack was talking about." Like
See?
they're going to
Yeah.
know. It's
They're
gonna
going to
be-
get it.
They're going to get it. But anyway, that was the first time they crossed over. And then I remember Christmas Special Part 3, or no, it actually wasn't a Christmas special. It
Origins.
it was Evil Fox Origins. That was the first time they crossed over. And then Super Josh Origins, instead of Super Josh walking up and saying, what's your backstory, Evil Fox is the one that says, what's your backstory? And then that's when we start piecing together the lore of General Pittman. He kind of fucked up both Super Josh and Evil Fox's lives.
I love the mask guy.
I know. And And I remember we had to recreate that scene for Elements.
Yes.
We also had to recreate Super Josh's death. I kill both Boss Fighter and Super Josh in the Cool Guy Show storyline, but I bring them both back for Elements.
Yeah.
And Elements was actually the first time that Boss Fighter met any of my characters. Because originally, Boss Fighter was just a, whatever character. I didn't really fucking care about him. But I just decided for Elements, I was like, what can I do to make Elements better? And then I realized, oh shit, I have a whole other character I can use. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Boss Fighter is now part of the official lore. And so I created, I think I wrote Boss Fighter Origins in I want to say 3 hours. And then I sent it to Jack and Nick, and they thought it was all right. And so that was the third Origins. So we had Evil Fox Origins, Super Josh Origins, and then we had Boss Fighter Origins.
That's the one we filmed, right?
Yeah, Boss Fighter Origins. That's the one where Boss Fighter and his friend Justin, they fight. And then I was like, yeah, and then Justin can be in Elements, and then it all kind of ties together. Everything comes to a close.
Exactly.
And in that film, Evil Fox tragically dies. He
Yes.
gives his life to save the Earth. He uses all 4 of the elements, and he brings everybody who previously died back from the dead, including anybody killed by Super Josh.
And Santa Claus and Kermit are in there.
Yeah, Santa Claus and Kermit. So in the storyline, I, as Evil Fox, I kill Kermit the Frog, and I kill Santa Claus, and I kill Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And that was during the 4 Christmas specials.
Yeah.
And I remember, I can't say her name, but the girl I was with at the time of Elements, she gave me a Kermit puppet, which I still have. It's in storage, but I know where it is, so I can go get it any time. But I actually really like this Kermit puppet.
I know.
And we used it, and I think Nick puppeteered it, and I
Yeah.
just did dubbing of the voice over it.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus and Kermit are at the end of Elements, and they're like, "Good job, Evil Fox. It's time to go."
See, it all wraps up.
Yeah.
See, you have to watch every video to get that part. Had you not seen the Christmas special, you'd be like,
You'd be
what
fucking
the fuck is happening? Why is Santa Claus in a tracksuit? Why is Kermit the Frog here? What's going on?
I put Santa Claus in a tracksuit because my grandma thought it'd be funny to buy me a Santa tracksuit for my I was in band in high school. She thought it'd be funny to buy me a Santa tracksuit to take with me on my band trip. And I was like, "Oh, you think I won't wear this out in public?" And I did. I wore it out in public, and it was fucking awesome. I got made fun of the whole night. It was amazing.
If you have people in band making fun of you, then you
Yeah,
might as well kill yourself.
Hey, come on.
No,
Look,
I'm just saying those people are like, they're doing way worse stuff than wearing a track. Well, not way worse, but you can make fun of them for more than just.
I know. I wore a tracksuit. Everybody was making fun of me, but it was so fucking awesome.
They're making fun of you, but they're T-posing and saying big.
Yeah, they're T-posing and doing all this cringy ass shit. When I'm not normal. Nobody's normal, but like me as a not totally into band kid, I was literally just standing around doing nothing but talking to people. And apparently I was the cringy one for wearing a tracksuit.
For wearing clothes.
Exactly. For wearing clothes, I was the cringy one.
Yes.
That's because we're all
Obviously.
freakazoids.
Exactly.
I'm like Freakazoid from the cartoon.
But we got way off topic here. No, we didn't. We've been on topic. But anyway, Elements was the last chapter.
It's kind of like. Oh wait, finish.
It was the last chapter in the Cool Guy Show story. And originally I wanted to continue, but then I was like, no, because Evil Fox was kind of the main character, and I think it's a good way to end it. He died saving the Earth, giving his life to save the Earth, and so it's better that the series kind of just dies with him.
The film is kind of like, I don't know if you guys have seen this because it's not all that popular, but I mean, if you were born in the 80s, maybe you've seen it, or if you're a child who saw stuff in the 80s, you may have seen it. But it's kind of like that movie Follow That Bird, the Sesame Street movie. And what I mean by that is like, you have Sesame Street, which is a television show, and in the film they kind of expand it. Like they're not just on the street; they're in various environments. When they do show the street, it's much bigger and more elaborate than in the show. Things like that. That's what Elements was like. Because with the Cool Guys show, it's kind of like a show, and things aren't as elaborate. They're kind of confined into one space. And then with Elements, you see them outside of their normal environment and setting. You see this bunch of new characters. We had an ensemble cast, kind of.
We did.
We had big name actors like Grayson Baracco, who played the ultimate being
At the very end.
at the very end.
Boss Fighter, Jaeger, and Nicholas the Schmegan. They all fuse together
what
and they
we
become
didn't
the
do?
ultimate being.
We
What?
didn't fuse Nicholas fusing with them. So I don't think anyone's
No,
gonna
we
know
didn't because Peyton. I can say his name, Peyton.
Wait, why can't you say his name? Bum bum bum.
Yes, I can say Peyton's name. Peyton, you're listening to this.
that. We love you.
I already know you would give me permission, but Peyton, you had to leave that day, and we forgot to film a scene with Nicholas where we were all fusing together to become the ultimate being. So we literally just had Boss Fighter's arm going off screen, and it was just kind of implied that you were next to him. And so literally the only two people you could see fusing were me and Nick, and we were playing as Boss Fighter and Jaeger.
I just realized that we didn't film him fusing along with you two.
I know, and so we just had to come up with something.
Gosh darn it, we didn't fuse together.
I know.
I didn't fuse
Dang
together.
it!
So we had to come up with that on the spot. I played as 8 characters in that fucking movie.
I want to name all of them: Evil Fox, Super Josh, Satan, the President, the Radio DJ, Boss Fighter, Kermit the Frog, Santa Claus, Kermit the Frog voice, Santa Claus. I think that's everybody. Right?
Yeah, I think that's everybody. But yeah, I played as 8 characters. Guys, and like just the audience in general, I'm never doing that again.
No.
Ever. No. I don't ever want to do that again. That was stressful.
How many did you play in Clones?
In Clones, I think I played as 3.
Let's see.
Yeah, I played as because Clones only had 3 characters in it. Sam,
No, not Clones. The final chapter. It was
Mortis, the final chapter.
the guy with the stick, the Mortis, the Jason, the guy looking at the geese, and there's another one I think. The Dragon Ball shirt. That's 5.
Yeah, I played as 5
This is
characters.
a close contender.
Close. But yeah, when we were originally making Begin, it was supposed to be a trilogy. I know I've probably gone over this in the first episode of the podcast, but you know what? Fuck it. We're going to go over it again. Little refresher course. So originally, it was supposed to be begin, middle, and end. But, can't name them, but one of our actors did not.
Josh, just don't look. If you don't want to name them, you don't have to name them.
No, I have to say that I can't name them.
Just say one of our actors.
Cut this shit out. Hang on, let's give some silence and then we'll start back up. Okay, you can finish what you were saying.
So one of our actors, he said that he didn't want to film, and so I was like, okay, well, will you at least film for like maybe 10 minutes so we
Will
can
you
do
at least,
your
like, give us a quick kiss or something?
yeah, give us a quick kiss, do your death scene,
was like, no.
whatever. And he was like, no, I can't. I'm sorry. And so I was like, okay. So I had to get my friend who actually played as Lieutenant McDonald. I had to get him to play General Pittman. And it was, man, it was not that great because he, when we were doing the fight scene, he actually wanted to hit me. And he did hit me because he thought, oh, the fight scene would look more realistic if we actually hit each other. And I was like, dude, if you hit me, I'm actually going to beat you up. And so you can see him actually punch me in that film. And like when I do all the body shots and I start choking him, I'm like actually hurting him.
All the
because
back shots.
Yeah, shut up. Because he actually hurt me. And so I decided, I'm going to hurt you back. But enough of that. I had to kill General Pittman at the very beginning of End because we couldn't make middle at all. So I was like, okay, we'll make End. and it'll be, I guess, the ending. And so while we were filming, we didn't have a script for this film, not at all.
Not at all, like zero script.
Like I had a script
Talking
for,
like
I had a
raw
script.
dogging it.
Yeah, I had a script for what was originally middle and end, but we couldn't go off that script because everything that was happening was new territory. And I should have just taken time to think of an idea of what to do, but I was like, I want to get a film out by the time I said I would. And so, because I set a goal for myself. And so I decided, okay, fuck it, we'll make end, and I'll just start pulling ideas from my ass. And so I literally just, idea after idea, if it came into my head, we did it. And at the end, I just decided, you know what? I play two characters. One wears a mask. I'll just have the guy take off the mask, and it'll just be me. And we'll just reveal that Super Josh was a clone. And so I was like, oh, boom, big revelation. Now we can make sequels. Yay, continue the series. And then when Clones came around, originally it was actually going to end there. Sam was just going to end up calling the police. And it was just going to be revealed that there are different clones around the world. And that's how it was going to be revealed that me, the actor, it's going to be explained why I can play so many characters that just look the exact same in different movies. But then I was like, no, that's a little dumb. And so I just had Mortis, the robot, appear at the very end, and he shoots Evil Fox,
And he
who
scores. No, just kidding.
he shoots
he
Evil.
scores.
Yes, he shoots Evil Fox, who transfers into Super Josh's body. Or he transferred in the last film in End, and that's when I reveal that, Evil Fox is supposed to be like this, like spirit or just entity thing that can transfer from different bodies.
Wait, if he can transfer from different bodies, why does he only choose one?
He needs one.
Hey man, it's long gone. I don't have an explanation for it. I'm just going to be honest. I have no explanation for it.
Oh, wait, you're not doing that one anymore?
No.
I would say, like, once they die, he has to leave.
Yeah, but now Evil Fox is just going to be kind of like a different personality inside of Jason's head.
Yep.
So Jason is now going to have, what's it called? It's not called
Molecular gastronomy.
dissociative identity disorder, where you can become different people. And so basically Jason and Evil Fox, they're two different people, but they share the same body. And so because it's basically just another personality, he's not a primordial being from like ancient times anymore. And so basically if Jason dies, he dies.
Yeah.
But yeah, Middle and End are going to come out, and it's going to be awesome. We replaced General Pittman's actor with Javi.
Don't pay attention to it. It's going to look really jarring. Don't pay attention.
Yes, it is going to be weird. I'm sorry to say, but we are going to have a scene where we...
Sorry to break it to you guys.
Yes, we are going to have a scene where somebody is just going to say, General Pittman! And then that's how we kind of reveal that Javi is Pittman. We have to, because it's going to be weird if we just kind of like have them in normal conversation, and then you just kind of have to assume that that's Pittman. I know it sucks, but because Javi is not white, and he's just a totally different person, we are going to have to do something like that.
Yeah.
I hate doing it, but at least it's only going to, last for a few seconds. But, yeah, I can't wait to release Middle and End. I'm sorry to say, everybody, but Middle and End will be the end of me playing as Evil Fox, Super Josh, and Mortis, or any related characters. What?
After that, can we do... I've been thinking about this for a while. What if we did Evil... Okay, let this be after we release Zydeco 2. Evil Fox versus Zydeco. Think about it.
I mean...
Think about it. Or any other character that I make, but mainly Zydeco.
Think about it, man.
Because, like,
about it.
it's kind of like how what Toei would do when they would get Toei's anime studio, they would get like Mazinger Z and versus Devilman, or Getter Robo versus Mazinger Z, or like how they have
Wait,
this cross.
who?
Getter
Mazinger
Robo,
what?
Mazinger Z, Mazinger Z
What?
versus Devilman. They do that. They get these two popular series and have them fight. So if we could do that, we get Evil Fox and have him fight Zydeco. Have them fight. Have them fuck. Not really, but have them fight. You know, hey, Evil Fox could be working on a time travel thing, time machine. Get transported into the future where Zydeco is. All that shit. You know.
I'll think about it. For the audience that just listened to that, I will think about it. I'm not going to give a definite yes or no right now. But
Gotta wait for the boss to decide.
yes, but middle and end will be the end of my journey as
Yes.
Evil Fox, Super Josh, and Mortis. There was another film I was going to do where a character named Bearman and Boss Fighter were actually going to return later. Of course, they are from a different universe, but we had these characters called Schmeegans, which kind of transcend universes. They can be from different universes. I decided I'm not doing that anymore. It'd be a little too complicated. Plus, I think it's just time to let those characters go.
So that'd be the last thing with him in it at all, right?
So, like, yes, End is the last project with anything Evil Fox related.
Yes.
October 16th, that's going to be the 8-year anniversary of me playing as Evil Fox or Super Josh or Mortis or any character related to that. That's going to be it, folks. That is actually the end.
This is probably what the Germans felt like whenever they got to take down the Berlin Wall. They're like,
Woo!
Yeah,
They're like busting
but
down the wall. We're free.
I'm
That's a
letting him go in
complicated history.
style. I'm doing my original vision, letting him go out in peace. I'm not going to reveal what happens in the films,
Obviously not.
but I am going to tell you that it is the end. Those characters will never return unless I decide yes to that little fight that Jack just said. But again, I have not decided on anything
It'd be like,
like
a
that yet.
non-canon little thing.
I still haven't decided on anything like that, but canon-wise, that's the end. It'll be begin, middle, end. It'll be the trilogy that I always wanted. And before they say anything, yes, I am into trilogies. Trilogies are one of the perfect forms of
I
storytelling.
like trilogies too, not gonna lie.
I love the first part being like a, establishment, getting to know everybody. Middle is kind of like things happen.
Yeah, if you think about it, everything we've made is a trilogy. Begin, middle, and end. Mortis 1, 2, and 3.
Begin, end, and clones if you think about it, because Evil Fox, that was like Evil Fox and Super Josh are in that begin, end, and clones.
They're in everything, though.
I know, but begin, end, and clones, Super Josh and Evil Fox are both in those films, and Evil Fox and Super Josh both die in clones.
Yes.
And then that's when Mortis, he gets his own trilogy, because Mortis was kind of like a mindless robot in Begin, End, and Clones. And then the Mortis trilogy was kind of like his journey to becoming a human. But for Mortis, the final chapter, I couldn't... I'm going to be honest with the audience here. I couldn't really come up with a villain. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Jason never died. Evil Fox did, but Jason never did. And Jason comes back and he gets to kill all the clones. Even though I could have easily just had an evil clone and just called him something else.
True, you could have had the last of the clones.
I know.
What the heck, bruh?
I don't know what was going through my head, but I thought, oh, maybe if Jason came back, there could be an emotional thing between him and Jaeger, but we never really got to do
is
that.
like
This
thing.
is like a Dragon Ball level thing where they're like, let's keep bringing Frieza back. That's like you. Let's keep bringing our most popular antagonist back.
Yeah, but
Let's keep bringing Dio back.
I don't know what went through my head with all that.
Generation.
Middle and End is going to retcon
It is.
the original End and all of the Mortis trilogy and clones. It's going to retcon all of those films. The only thing that will be canon for Middle and End is going to be Begin. Nuclear Heartbreak was supposed to be like kind of like a universe-ending thing because reset because the
big red button.
the world got destroyed.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
After that guy went postal because his girlfriend dumped him. He
Yeah.
became an incel and
Yeah.
blew up the whole freaking
Became an
joint.
incel.
Blew up the whole joint.
And for anyone wondering, that girl that acted with us.
Can't say her name.
No, can't say her name.
Wait,
Since
did we even credit her in the movie?
We did credit her in the movie.
I don't remember.
They're making fun of me here, but I'm being serious.
No. I thought the way Nick said it was funny. I'm not making fun of you.
Okay, but no, me and her are not romantically involved at all. No, we're not.
No, they're not.
We're not. We're just friends. I asked her if she wanted to be in it, and she said yes.
Yeah, he's single, so ladies, come and get him.
Oh my god, bro.
I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, they're not dating. They're roommates, you know.
Yeah.
And they were roommates.
And they were roommates.
You had to do that one, didn't you?
I had to, bruh.
Oh my god.
What'd you do?
I was trying to push the chair forward.
What'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
Wait, we gotta do dinner because you gotta cut this out too.
Wait, hold on. What did you do real talk?
I didn't do anything.
What was
I heard
that
a noise.
sound?
I thought
Yeah,
something
that's snap.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's nothing.
All right, I trust you on this one.
All right.
Talk.
Okay. Yeah, so and future projects. I think I can reveal this. I don't know if I revealed anything in episode 1, but future projects of mine. I am writing a kidnapping film.
Yeah.
Basic plot synopsis. I don't really have a title for it yet, but basic plot synopsis is kind of just like
The kid that took a nap.
no, a guy gets out of jail and the governor of Louisiana basically passed a law that says that businesses, if they don't want to hire felons, they don't have to.
Yeah.
That means any business or any position doesn't need to be filled by a felon. And so this guy gets out of jail and he wants to get a job. And he can't because no job wants to hire him because he's a felon. And they can legally say no. And the state doesn't legally have to put him in a job. And so he kind of gets angry, kidnaps the governor's child. And yeah, chaos ensues. But another film I'm working on is called Drugs, Deceit, and Damnation. That's actually going to be my next project after End. Basically an FBI agent. He is forced to go out in the field. He's just a pencil pusher, a bureaucrat. He's forced to go out in the field and look for stuff. And so he stumbles upon what he thinks is a drug deal. And so he goes to do a drug bust and he's like, put your hands in the air, blah, 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 this and that. And he stumbles onto a vice cop, an undercover cop. And then they're forced to work together and take down this guy called Inye. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's basically in with the squiggle on top. That's used, the accent. The tilde, that's what it's called. It's that. If you've ever seen the word Espanol, the in with the squiggle on top, the tilde, yes, that's his name, Inye. Yeah. But his actual name is Aurelio Torres. And he's not the boss man, but he's the guy literally right under the boss man.
Yes.
But I'm not going to reveal anything else about it. Another film I'm actually writing. Don't know if I'm really going to get in trouble for saying this, but, who cares? I am writing a live-action adaptation of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 1.
That is true.
Phantom Blood.
And you're doing Part 2.
Yes, I am doing Part 2, actually. I haven't finished writing Part 1. But once I do, it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, we're allowed to make those films. But
Probably not now.
Probably not now. I have to go through a lot of paperwork. But I actually really like what I have so far on it. I'm trying to make it different from the anime. It's not going to be too different, though. I'm trying to stick kind of close to the source material. Part 2 is definitely going to be different because for anyone who hasn't seen JoJo, like Nick,
I never will.
But for anyone who hasn't seen JoJo, in Part 2, there's a character called Stroheim, and he's a Nazi cyborg.
Yeah.
And he is a Nazi. He doesn't turn good. He's not a good guy or anything.
Stays a Nazi.
He stays a Nazi. They try to make him a good guy.
I wouldn't say they try to make him a good guy. He he helps the protagonist. They don't really try to say what he's doing is good. But
It's kinda like
it's still iffy.
Yeah, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend
Yeah.
type thing.
They all have
Yeah.
the same enemy, but
But at the end, it even says like he went on to die valiantly as a German soldier. I don't think they called him a Nazi.
I don't think in the anime they did. I think in the manga it's more explicit that he said that Joseph refers them as Nazis and things like that.
But I decided in part 2, I think it'd be more interesting to make Stroheim an actual good guy. I'm not going to reveal how. I'm not going to spoil anything else, but
We'll find a way.
oh, I'll find a way. I'm not going to, again, like I said last episode, I'm not going to suck my own dick here, but I'm an okay writer. I'm pretty good at, turning people around. It's still going to be that thing of like, oh, we don't trust you because you fought against us before.
Yeah.
But I am going to eventually make it to where Stroheim is an actual good guy and people actually like him. It's going to be the greatest comeback in history. Think about it. A dude who was a Nazi becoming a good guy.
That sounds like the impossible.
It is kind of like the impossible. But I'm going to attempt it and hopefully I pull it off. But again, we can reveal this. Jack is actually writing part 3.
Yes.
But
Just throwing it out there.
But for anyone who hasn't seen part 3, it's incredibly fucking long.
Hey, and that means I've had to cut out a lot of fights. But since it's so long, we're condensing it into 2 films. And even when I condensed part 3 in the first half to just be like the important fights, it's just like I don't know how many pages, 90 maybe. It's a lot.
Yeah,
Something like that. It's gonna be a lot.
But you'll hear more from that soon, I guess. But I'm also writing. Again, we mentioned earlier the heist. I'm actually making my own version of the heist. We're not remaking anything. I made my own original characters.
Well, it's still called the heist.
I know it's called the heist. It's just my interpretation.
Oh, like Django Unchained.
Yes, it's my interpretation of it. And I think I got something good going. It's got to do with the mafia. And Javi, I'm actually making the main villain of the 2nd and 3rd films. Well, he's not really a villain in the 3rd film. He's actually the main character of the 3rd film. The main villain is actually going to be the Irish. Sorry for any of you Irish people out there, but Irish.
My sister's boyfriend is Irish.
Wow. But, yeah, I got that going. I've got Drugs, Deceit, and Damnation, the kidnapping film. I got a couple good things going. I've also written a modernized version of The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Yes.
And I think I've done pretty good with that. I did my best because, let me tell you, reading that book was not easy. They didn't really have any versions where they kind of simplify it for you and say
It's
like
too confusing.
It wasn't really, yeah. I mean, there's literally a part in the book where it says he popped his gentleman and took to his step. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
His collar. I thought that was pretty simple. I mean, what else would be popping in that context?
I don't know. I don't know, because I thought it could be his collar, but I was like, then again, this is 1800s London. Another thing that was different about my interpretation was that at the end, I was like, yeah, obviously, this isn't really spoilers. The book's been out for like a really long time.
Yeah.
But in my version, the ending is different. Instead of it just being them reading the letter that Dr. Jekyll wrote about like how Mr. Hyde came around, I made it different. I was like, I know that I want to make a sequel, not because, sequel bait, whatever, but I was like, I think it'd be cool to kind of continue on, have something new to do with those characters. And there's actually, originally he's called an inspector, but that's basically old-timey London's version of a detective.
Yeah.
And so in my version, because it's made in America, instead of it being Inspector Newcomen, his name is Detective Newcomen, being played by none other than Javi. But I think it's going to be cool because I'm going to have one of the characters I created in school come into the series. His name is Chuck David. If anybody was in my film and television class at Denham,
What are the odds?
yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Chuck David, we made that project together, but I'm gonna bring him in. He's gonna be basically like an adversary to Detective Newcomen in like the sequel, and yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. I always thought Inspector Newcomen he did dirty. He was literally there for like a few pages and then just got thrown out. Well, never spoke of again. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna bring him in and he's gonna have a very important part. And so at the end, instead of
Why Robert Louis Stevenson? That was a lot of potential.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
Why?
that
but fucking, I'm gonna bring this up. Nick also wrote a live-action adaptation of Treasure Island.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, we haven't done yet.
And I don't know.
I'm not doing it ever. Ever.
I might do it, but
We
Never.
should do it. It was good.
If we do it, I have a few stipulations.
okay,
no,
what?
No copyrighted shirts, and what else? That's it. No copyrighted stuff. That means shirts, music, whatever. I would like to use music, but of course you got to pay for licensing rights, and that's too expensive.
we have
so
the
no.
money for that.
Yeah,
That's why we made it modern, because you
But
we have to get period accurate.
Nick, he actually did a really good job writing it. I thought it was pretty good. Nick actually does some really good writing, so
Yes.
good job, Nick. You actually do write some good stuff.
Baby, thank you guys. Thank you.
I'm also another film I'm making. If any of you have ever read The Most Dangerous Game,
I'm not sure people have read it, but have you seen The Pest? There we go. That's gonna get some people
Yeah,
jumping.
they'll know
That's a
about The
modern
Pest.
version of that book. Or
Basically-
short story.
basically it's this guy. He goes on a hunt. He's a hunter, and he's on a boat going to like a hunting event, and he falls off the boat and he ends up on an island with a rich guy, and that rich guy, he's also a hunter, but he doesn't just hunt animals, he hunts humans. Oh my goodness. But that's why it's called The Most Dangerous Game, because humans are literally the most dangerous game.
Yeah.
But I did modernize that version. It was a little weird modernizing it, not because like it was hard or anything, but just because a lot of the stuff that happens in the story could happen in real life.
Yeah.
Very well can.
Yeah,
Could be happening right now.
But I mean, it's basically the same story, but like I make them talk different because, well, can't have them talking old 1900s talk.
Yeah.
Have them talk modern.
For obvious reasons.
Yes. And the villain, Zaroff, is being played by, you guessed it,
George
no, Javi,
Bush.
but George Bush. What the fuck?
I couldn't think of a name.
But
What a
you
cunt.
guessed it, he's being played by Javi.
Yes.
What a cunt.
Yes.
George Bush. But let's not talk about that again.
No
We're
politics
all
here.
here for fun and games and taking names and kissing dames.
And kicking
Whoa.
butts.
And kicking butts, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, filming. We have a lot going on.
We got a lot on our plate. We better eat that shit up before the waiters take it back.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got a lot. I'm coming up with something right now. It's still like in its infancy. I'm talking like not even like a baby. It's like a zygote waiting to be, hatched and swim to the egg. That's how little it is. It's a movie about this guy who, it's kind of like based off me. Very neurotic, very scared, very anxious. and he meets this guy he knew from high school who's like this kind of faux like fortune teller, like kind of like a fake motherfucker, but he like I'm desperate. You gotta tell me about my future, and he tells him about his future, and he gives him these signs that are gonna spell his death, but they're all just coincidences. They don't mean anything. So he takes them to heart and thinks it's actually happening. So he goes even crazier, and I don't have an ending yet, but that's what I'm thinking of. It's gonna be short, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know, but we're thinking about it.
What about that one film that you came up with where like you watch a dude die on stream or something?
Oh yeah, that one as well. I'll think about that one. I do want to do that one, but I can never. What I hate about personally with me filmmaking is whenever I make something, I'll write out the script and everything, but I don't have anything in mind of where I want to film it or where I want to do it. Because I don't know. I've never done a big movie or anything, so I don't know like how to plan out. Okay, I want that. Like, do you write it out first? Do you plan out where you want to film it first and then act around that? I don't know. But we're already very limited. So I was thinking about. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm gonna film it. So I'm still thinking about that one. Yeah.
Little bit of lore for the audience here. Truth Hurts, his directorial debut.
Yeah.
We had to force this man to do it.
Yeah, we did.
Because it sucks.
It doesn't suck.
It doesn't.
It's not a
It's
bad
It's not as
movie.
good as it could be.
But none of our movies are as good as they could be.
I think The Remnant's perfect. Just kidding. I could have improved on that too.
And we can all improve on our own stuff. We all can.
Just-
Everybody can improve on anything they do. Nothing is perfect. Nobody
Right.
is perfect. But
Except for me.
okay.
Yep.
But yeah, we had to force this man to do it, and the analog horror thing that Nick did,
Was spicy.
yeah, it was spicy.
I don't know.
I also
What
had
were you
to,
gonna say?
I also had to force this man to do that too, because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. It's gonna be bad." And I was like, "No, you're gonna do it." And so I sat right next to him, like I'm sitting right next to him right now. I sat in this exact spot.
Yes.
And I was like, "Nick, you're going to do it." And I watched him edit it. I watched him finish it. We did our voice recordings for it. We uploaded it. And what do you know?
It was good.
Nick was like, "Oh, it's actually better than I thought it would be." Like, "Uh-huh."
It's just
And who told you it was
it's
going
just
to
a
be better?
motivation thing. It's a motivation.
Uh-huh. Yeah. For anyone that is sitting there thinking, "Oh, it's not going to be good. I might as well not do it." Just do it.
Do it.
It's going to be good. No matter what you do, I promise you, it's going to be good.
Yeah, even if it sucks, I mean, just make something.
Just make something.
Make something so you can
Make
start to
something
learn
bad, make
how to
something
improve,
good.
how to get good.
Exactly.
You may be bad now, but everyone's bad when they first start out. you know?
Exactly. Like, I made terrible videos, and that's how I started. But I got better. I didn't get, like, extremely better,
Yeah.
but I did get better. I'm actually okay at writing now. I think I need to work on some of my dialogue and
Yeah.
make my films not so rushed. But I think I'm doing better
I do think-
on that front.
The only issue I have with your scripts isn't necessarily the dialogue, because that can always be tweaked. It's the formatting of the script. Always feels, how can I say this? Not like a script. Like, you know how you have to spell out the interior and what time it is and cut to and all that. That's the only issue I have with it. The dialogue is whatever. You can always change dialogue. Dialogue, schmialogue.
Yeah, usually a little bit of lore for the audience. Usually when I write my films, I always, and I mean always picture my films happening during the daytime.
And in the woods.
Not because yes, not because like that's just when I want my films to happen, but because I'm so used to us being stuck in this whole we can only film during the daytime. We have to hurry up and film because the sun's going down. I'm so stuck.
Not anymore, though, because we have that night mode now.
Yes, we do.
We have night
I'm so
mode.
stuck with that mindset that literally anytime I write a film, I just hope that they can pick up that everything happens during the daytime, because I'm so used to writing that everything is during the day. And I think I should start writing more night scenes, because we do have a night lens now. I mean, of course, we still have to have some sort of light source there, but if you've seen our film The Light, we can film during the nighttime.
Yeah, we
now.
did the light at night.
We did. And we used a street light, and it actually looked really good. And that lens, it's going to really help us in the future.
Yeah.
Make our films look better.
Yep, a doodle.
Yep. Is that all of us? Is that everything we have?
Yeah,
I
I think.
Well, I mean, sorry this episode is so short, guys, but I mean, I think that's all we really wanted to talk about was just like our history in film, so you get to know us better, know what we're gonna do. We might have another episode like this maybe later on down the road when we have more projects coming out, and maybe you'll see some of the projects that we're talking about now. But yeah, I hope everybody has a good day, and I will see all of you dudes in the next episode. Bye-bye. He's wounded me.